Okay, so now we've moved forward. Now you're living on your own. You've got your master's. You are in the dating scene, and I won't elaborate too much on that, but you're out here. I do want to touch on this idea of a second adolescence. Can you explain to us what that is and what your experience was of that, if it did happen?
So the second adolescence, I know it very well. I've seen it with many people I know. With queer people, you live so much of your actual adolescence and teen years and even young adult years into your 20s not living authentically. When I say authentically, I'm living like proudly in your identity and like doing the things you want to do that makes you happy. In general, that's what it boils down to. Doing the things you want to do because it feels natural and it feels right. So, a lot of gay people, a lot of queer people don't have that opportunity. They feel like they can't because you're smothered by society and your family and all of the things holding you back basically from just being you. So, what a lot of people don't get is like a lot of queer people just happen to, once you get over the family stuff and you're out of school and you're in the world and it's just you, when you're an adult and you're in the world, you kind of just let loose, which means like being more outgoing, like that's just what it involves, and like maybe even acting a little childish sometimes. Like there's some negatives and positives to it. Like you're having a lot of fun in your late 20s, early 20s. There's people that come out at 40. I've seen stories where people come out even later.
Yeah.
Like even later because they didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's a perfectly valid experience, and it's just like we're aware, because I know that's just kind of unique to queer people. It's like people, you go through the second adolescence of just kind of going nuts, like acting a fool at bars, trying new things, being adventurous, because you felt so trapped for most of your life where that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So,
for normal, figuring your true self out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For straight people, they figure themselves out at any point. You know what I mean? For queer people, after you're on your own and away from the constraints maybe holding you back, like your job, religion, community, when you're out on your own and you remove yourself, then you're kind of just, you're a baby in the world. Because you're getting to, you don't know who you are because you never got the chance, you were never encouraged, you were even suppressed to even think about being your own person. Yeah. So that's why it's like, sometimes at the bars, I'm like, when I see somebody acting a fool, I'm like,
I get it.
Fine.
I get it.
Maybe we're fun, but we're also crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. I didn't embrace even like the gay bars until like the past year.
Yeah.
And I was 27, now I'm 28. I had anxiety. I didn't know because I wasn't used to being around so many queer people. So I had anxiety and I didn't like it. I was almost a little bit like homophobic almost because I was trying to get out of my mentality of my perception of queer people, what gay men are supposed to act like. You know, it's also battling your own misconceptions, your own prejudices about like what a gay man is supposed to do, and that's what I battled, and I finally snapped out of it last year Pride. Yeah. And I've been, as you know, you've been out with me, like now I love it because it's just like a place, it's a safe place. Yeah. Lesbian bars too. Lesbian and gay bars are a safe space.
Protect them, please.
And protect drag.
Yes.
Protect drag. Oh my god. Let me look directly into the camera. Protect drag. Drag does not hurt anybody. It's not hurting your kids. Oh my god.
I love that. 100%. Okay, so you said something that I really I want to highlight is this idea of internalized homophobia. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what it looks like?
Yeah, internalized homophobia is a trait that I'm pretty sure...
Let's start over to take out your burp. Let's go again. Okay. So we're again. Yeah, Clap. We're gonna clap, bitch. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna go in. Yeah. Okay. So you.
I do it. Oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna take a drink, and that's gonna be my signal for future me to cut here.
My definition of it is when a queer person that may not even realize that they are or they know has a lot of wrong ideas about gay people, about queer people, that comes from hating themselves. That's what the internalized part is for, I think. It's because they're rejecting their own identity, so they act even more extreme towards gay and queer people because they are having troubles like dealing with it themselves.
Yeah.
So it's also, it comes out in the form of maybe an example is like men are not supposed to be wearing certain clothes or men shouldn't be saying certain words. Like that's internalized homophobia if you yourself are, I think, queer identifying and then you say those things because you're kind of, it's kind of what the world has taught you, your family has taught you, society has taught you, media has taught you. This is how a man or woman should be. Should be. And then it's you feeding into that and then kind of rejecting yourself in a way. So that's what it looks like. So when I hear gay men especially have these ideas of like, oh, mask for mask or like no femmes or things of that, it's very much backwards. People need to stop saying mask for mask. You sound stupid. You sound uneducated. It's like that's internalized homophobia because you're playing into the idea of what a traditional man is supposed to be and what a traditional woman is supposed to be. And it's just very backwards. It's not productive. It's not fun. You don't sound cool when you say it. So, and I think it just, that's the product of somebody battling with their own sexuality, their own identity.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
And I was like that too. Like I think every
we all go through
man,
it. Yeah. We all go through it.
Yeah, especially men. They go through it. They're just like, well, I don't like that your voice is kind of high and you like fashion or dancing. It's like really backwards and weird.
What about your identities being male, being Latino, do you think influenced the struggles that you faced across these years?
For me, being an only child, which makes it even more worse.
Yes.
When there's only one, the pressures of procreating and having a family, it's tough because when you're only one child, being a Latino of parents that immigrated here, they're kind of putting all their eggs in you. Yeah. You're the basket.
Yeah, you are the basket.
Financial future, like, you have to, first of all, be a good, productive member of society, like, have a good job. Yeah. First of all, but also have family, wife, and kids. So for a man specifically, I remember many times my dad was upset that I wasn't interested in sports. I just wasn't good at it. That's what it boiled down to. Like, if I'm not good at something, why would I gravitate towards it? Fair. I tried it. Fair. That's a very fair thing to do. Yeah. That's why I said earlier, there's a lot of gay athletes because there are queer people good at sports. Yeah. That has nothing to do with anything. And I remember my dad told me so many times, like, you're not supposed to wear that color. My dad told me you're not supposed to wear makeup because I was trying to cover up my acne. I was like, that's not an inherently feminine thing. That's just me trying to not look busted. So, like, but they don't get it. So, being the only male, especially, it's tough. So, if any only child, queer kids out there, like, it's just harder because you're the only one. Unfortunately, there's no one else to pull focus from you, and it sucks. So, the expectations of a man are different from a woman, 100%. As you know. For us, it's like you have to be hyper masculine almost. You have to be like super successful. Don't falter. Don't cry. Don't show any sort of weakness ever or femininity ever. Like you need to be like this like machine of a person almost. That's like not a healthy way to live. It's not like a fun way to live as a person. Yeah. Like it's just like you're supposed to be this like unfeeling human being because feelings are for the women, they're not for the men,
and they're equated to weakness in our culture.
Yeah, and that's also part of the problem is Latino people feel like women are weak by nature.
Yeah,
they're like, you're weak, you're the childbearer, you cook, you clean, that's it. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's awful. It's an awful way to think.
But no, I appreciate your perspective because I feel like there are so many people out there that don't understand really all of the added barriers when it comes to being male in our community and coming out.
Media and whatever will be like, we have an agenda. And I'm like, girl, we live in your agenda all the time. What the fuck are we talking about?
We're literally fighting the agenda every day.
We're just trying to exist and you bitches always we're living in your agenda. Always. So that's why I get so mad. I get so mad when they're like, we have an agenda. We're just trying to live and not get hurt. Yeah. We're just trying to live and not get hurt or slaughtered, okay?
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are today? And what you do to help yourself in terms of mental wellness and resilience and all that.
So today we're doing much better, which is crazy because if I showed myself at 18 what I'm doing now and where I live and how far I've come, I wouldn't believe it. Because it seemed like when you're a teenager, it just seems like it's so far away. It's actually not. 10 years goes by way faster than people think.
Way faster.
And you're still really young. I still feel super young and vibrant, and hopefully I feel like that the rest of my life.
I hope so.
Like,
yes.
There's a lot. I think the key to being youthful, I've heard old people say, like, I don't feel old. Even though they're like 70, they're like, I don't feel old. Because they're just living.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But also, like, I just feel like now what's helped me, I'm in a good place where I'm like, I have my career. I still have my family. I don't live with them. I think what was good for my mental health is eventually, at a certain point, everyone's different. You have to physically leave the space to give yourself room to be your own person, and also gives your parents a chance to appreciate what they miss about you. You have to give your parents that distance, because I feel like because you have to remember, parents, it's their first time being parents too.
I know.
We have to remember that our mom and don't cry. It always makes me cry when people.
Girl. When you told me that.
Shut up. We have to remember that our moms are just a girl and our dads are just a boy. That's how I see my dad. I just see my dad as a boy sometimes, because my dad has had a rough life. My mom had a rough life. They're just people that made it through. They built a life for themselves, and
they're just trying to figure
that's
it
why
out.
it's just nuance, and it's just hard because the hardest thing in the family just happens to be who we are.
I know.
So it's like there's a lot of work there to be done. I would say now with my family, we've come a long way. Like, I've came out solid in it. Like, they understand that I'm never going to change. This is permanent.
Yeah.
It is what it is. My mom's come fully around. Like, I love my mom. Like, I always fight with my mom, but it's because she's still battling her own, like, ideas of, like...
Fair.
Because Salvadorians, like, I don't know if other Latin American countries have to deal with this, but Salvadorians, from what I feel, like, they just care about perception. It's not even moral or religious. My mom comes from it. She's just worried about what other people say. Mm-hmm. That's very Latino culture. It's like they don't even care. They're not afraid of God they are afraid of the tias talking about you. They're afraid. My mom's told me to my face. She was like, I just don't want anybody to call you slurs or talk about you bad. And I'm like, Mom, that is like, I don't care. But to them, it's like the end of the world if people are talking about you. Yeah. Like, it's very... Latinos are just dramatic like that. I think we're a dramatic people by nature.
Yes, we are a dramatic people.
So my mom is still kind of like that to this day, but she's come a long way. Love you, Mom. You've come a long way. She comes into, like, I understand it. Like, you're gay. You're going to have your own, like, little boyfriends or whatever. My dad has more to go. He's still, like, uncomfortable with it. But, we still talk. We still celebrate holidays.
That's something.
And right now, the next goal is to them to openly want to meet my partner.
Yes.
So that's where it's just going to be it's still a long road for me, but it's way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
We're still no contact. That's not the same for everybody. I just happen to have a family where I think we can talk. And that's just like, they don't like it, but we can talk. It's a slow, annoying struggle. But if you like and love your parents enough, you do it. You do it. As long as you want them in your life. I want my mom and dad in my life.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to be in my life, that's also their decision.
Yeah.
I'm also okay with it.
Yeah.
You have to have nuance. You have to be okay with either outcome.
I think you have to open the door, which, again, this reality, I think, is unique to having queer identity. Mm-hmm. You have to open the door and understand that they may not walk through it. Mm-hmm. And...
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, exactly. Like, the same way how they want us to be straight and live different lives, it's the same way for us to them. Like, I can't make them act the way I want them to act, the same way they can't make us act the way they... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't force each other to act a certain way.
Yeah.
When my mom's made that point, I was like, that's a good point. Because my mom's told me, like, you can't make your father want to meet your partner. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't want to meet your partner, he's not going to. And I'm like, that's true. That's true. That's totally fair. Yeah. I can't make you do stuff that just like how you can't make me not have a partner.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to have one anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just both ways, and it just takes a lot of work. And What was the second question? Oh, about how I keep my mental health in check. Therapy. Unfortunately, I just feel this is how I feel personally. Every queer person should have some sort of therapy in their lives. You just go through so many unique obstacles where I think you just need that. It's nothing there. It's not, and I also want to make sure that it's not your fault. I feel like a lot of the problems queer people have, it is everyone. It's the product of society and families. Is the reason a lot of the reasons why you have these certain issues. But with that being said, like I think most people need therapy just to check in.
Yeah.
You need that because most of your life you've been keeping secrets, you've been living like false lives, and you have to. You only have your own narrative. You know what I mean? So I think therapy helped me a lot. I got therapy first when excluding the time my mom took me. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
When I took myself to therapy when I was like 23, and I'm in therapy now too. It just helps that having a strong community of other queer people. We love our allies. We love our allies. But if you are somebody with just straight people around you, I think you need to go out. There's a lot of. I'm trying to join a queer book club in Houston recently. I just learned about. I'm like, I want to do that. And I'm going to do that because I'm like, I just want to be surrounded by more people that can relate to you.
Yeah.
You need to. A chosen family is a big topic for us. You need to make sure you have your chosen family. Have your queer friends, your gay buddies, your gal pals. That'll be there for you. But also therapy and also just making sure that you know that there's nothing wrong with you inherently. That we just live in a world where it's tough for us. It's a little tougher for us, but it's okay because queer people are resilient. But that's you just have to take care of yourself. Therapy. I know. Everyone says therapy, but it's true.
Yeah.
You have a lot of things probably happen to you that are unique to you, and you need to get. You just not need to. It's just nice to have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times in therapy where I don't have an issue. I don't have an inherent urgent issue, but then you just end up talking about something really productive.
Yeah.
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 And then just realizing that you are meant to be here and there's nothing wrong with you, no matter what anyone else might say. You just have to really believe that. That's the way you break out of like listening to your family all the time. You have to break out of that.
So is there something... Okay, so let's say... And this is a question I usually ask at the end, but... Let's say that there is somebody that is going through trying to figure out if they're queer in some form or capacity, and they really feel like something is wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
How do you break through that ideology? How do you break through that?
You have to come. For a long time, I thought there's something wrong with me because we're taught in church and in our homes that it's just not right. It's not with nature, which is wrong, by the way. It is in nature, and it happens everywhere. It is just you just have to believe in yourself. Community is a big thing. Luckily now with things changing, like there's always a group in high school. I would say to kids, find a gay straight alliance if you can't, or something like that, or there's online resources like what I did. There are gay teen chat rooms. Unfortunately, like there's some risks there, but just like talking to other kids, making friends and doing that. But I would say to them personally, like you have to understand that no matter what rhetoric you hear, there's inherently nothing wrong with you being gay, lesbian, bi, trans, anything else. There's literally nothing wrong with that, and you're just a special type of human. You're a special type of human, and you have to navigate. Unfortunately for us, you just have to be a little braver. It just takes a lot more for us to live in our truth and authentically. But the upside is, if you keep going, I promise you you have to keep going, because life gets so much better and fun when you're an adult, and you have your own life, and you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, it may suck right now if you're dealing with it and if you have a hard family, if you live somewhere where it's just tough, maybe the government or your family there too, you have to remember that nothing wrong with you inherently. It's everyone else's problem. Yeah. Everyone else's problems with you are not your problems. And if you keep persevering, it will be fine later in life. And then specifically to people in terms of coming out, you have to gauge that within your surroundings, where you live geographically in your own families. If you don't feel safe, you have to do it when you feel safe. Don't feel pressure. There is no age where you have to come out. No. I'll even say that to adults. You come out whenever you want. Outing people's really bad. If you're 40 and want to come out, that's totally fine. It's up to you. You come out when you want. If you know that you live in a dangerous place, like maybe maybe you don't trust your parents and you think there's some violence that may be waiting for you, you don't have to do it. I know it sucks. It's kind of a sacrifice you have to make. You can just come out when you're ready, maybe when you're a young adult and out. You know what I mean? When you're not under the shoe of anyone else.
Yeah.
So I know it's very freeing to maybe, I think this is specific for just POC people, because I see more, from what I see, I feel like white families or like more Americanized families or maybe European families, they just tend to be more open from what I see. They have a higher success rate. So for POC people like us, for Hispanic people, for every other type of person, it is okay for you to wait. It sucks, but like maybe it's not the time. Even if you really want to come out when you're a teenager, and you have to remember, is it a good idea? You have to think about your resources. Like, do you think there's even a chance your parents will kick you out? Maybe don't do it.
Don't do it.
It sucks, but you being safe and not going to the streets, because a lot happens in the streets. You know what I mean? And it's a lot to put on a kid, and it sucks, but that's what I would say is just like evaluate your situation deeply and come out when you want to come out. And don't let anybody...
And when it's safe to.
When it's safe to, that's so important. Even if your friends tell you should come out, just be gay and be whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
You need to take a look at where you live and your family.
Your context, yeah.
And if you feel they need to come out later in life, you can do it. I know many people that came out when they were 30, when they were 25, after college. It's fine.
Yeah.
You have to just be safe because we want you here. Because queer people are vibrant people that live very good lives, and everyone is needed. Everyone is wanted. You are wanted. This is what I would say.
I love that. What do you think our community could gain if we were more accepting of the queer community?
We love saying mi gente, mi gente. So, like, let's be mi gente.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's the only way we do it, is
Yeah.
be mi gente. So, there's just a net positive in general. There's nothing bad that will happen to anybody with more understanding.
Yeah.
But I think they do. I think that's just on them, too, to be open to learn.
Yeah.
And realize the world is way bigger. It takes a lot of humility to realize there's stuff you don't know about. And I think most people, it's human nature to demonize things you don't know about.
Yeah.
Demonize people you don't understand. So that just goes with everybody. So there's a lot to gain, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Grows the economy.
We'll end with that. Grows the economy.
Grows the economy.
So if there are parents out there that are listening to this episode, wondering how they can best support their children or deal with their own insecurities about this, what's something you might tell them?
I think my thoughts and opinion about that is directly formed from the success stories I've seen on YouTube and on the internet is when the child is trans or queer and the parent just comes at it like full force, like supportive. They may not understand it, but they come with it with like they still love them. I've seen those videos. It makes us all cry. Where they're just like, oh, I still love you. It's okay. Like that is my tip to parents is if you really love your kid, if you truly love your kid, that's the first thing that should come out of your mouth is when they come out to you. Is you should be like, oh, well, I still love you anyway. Even if it's scary, because like we talked about, our parents are just people too that have their own traumas, probably undealt with, probably like their own hard lives that they've dealt with, and they just don't understand. It all boils down to not understanding. We fear what we don't know. Yeah. That's all it comes down to, and you just have to realize that your child is not a demon, is not biological misfire. Your child is your child. Yeah. They're yours. You brought them into this world by your choice, by your decisions, and it's your responsibility to at least be understanding and open. And I know it's really hard. It's really hard to deal with it. Maybe you have your own gripes about it, but you just have to ask yourself as a parent is, do I still love my kid? And when they come out to you, like, do I still love my kid? If the answer is no, do what you will. But it's probably not no. It's probably yes. If you're a decent person, it's probably yes. And you just have to come at it with understanding that I think it's also the fear that your child, and I think this is universal for any parent, queer or not, it just, and I'm not a parent, this is just my own understanding and perception of being a parent, is that like it's scary watching your little baby become their own adult with their own thoughts and feelings and being autonomous and being like a person in the world that has they're gonna have their own special way of thinking, and that could be scary because for a long time you were a baby, you were in their care, and now you're a thing walking around having their own opinions and stuff. It's I almost feel like a lot of parents won't admit this, but it can be kind of uncomfortable for your child to like think maybe not the way you do, and that's uncomfortable. So it's really simple, actually. It's not even hard. That's where you should start, is do you still love your child? And there's nothing wrong with them inherently. They're just something, they just shared something about themselves with you, and now it's your responsibility to deal with it with support. Okay, and it's going to be a lot of work for you. I think a lot of parents, they just don't want to do it. It's too stressful. Everything is stressful. Remember this, if you're stressed out by your child coming out, imagine how stressed out they are.
I know.
They're literally like babies, 10. Like I've heard stories of kids knowing they are who they are when they're like 8. Like, imagine how terrifying it is for them, and they still had the bravery to come out to you.
Yeah.
So you have to put it into perspective. You're a parent, you're an adult. You're the adult in this situation, right? So you have to come with it with more emotional maturity than the kid. Because the reason they come out is because every queer child coming out, their dream, the only thing they want in the whole world is for you to say it's gonna be okay. Ugh. And that they're still in your corner. That is literally all they want. I didn't get that, and it was soul crushing. But when they do it, that's what they want from you. And if you realize how easy it is to give it to them, it's so easy to do it. If you really love your kid, you should be so easy. You know what I mean? That's the first thing you say is, I love you, of course. It's okay to say to your kid, I don't understand this part of the world or this group of people. I don't get it, but it's going to be okay, and we'll help each other out. Help each other out. They'll teach you things, and you keep teaching them. If your child comes out to you, it's because they want support and help. My mom says all the time, I want you to tell me stuff. I want to know what's going on in your life. And I'm like, okay, good. If you want to know, that means we have to be open. Yeah. So I might tell you things you might not like, but that's what you want, right? If you want I want to hear about your life and your stuff, because you're just a girl, you're just a woman too. Yeah. So if you care about that kind of stuff, like, it starts with that, just loving them. And it's okay. I would say to parents that it's okay. Also, maybe branch out. There are other parents like you going through the same thing. Like you said, it's your first time being a human too, a parent in this world. You're not alone, but you're also the adult in this situation. So like, you have to act like it. Yeah. You have to just be tactful and remember that they're your baby that you had. Yeah. And just, they're your baby.
I think that's fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that. So I do want to take a moment for you. Mm-hmm. You have been through quite a journey. What do you think that you would say to your younger self?
I would tell myself, let me think. I would tell myself that it's all going to be okay. Even when I had the heart monitor and I was so stressed out. Yeah. Like, you also have to remember, for these kids are so stressed out. Because they already have to do so much in the world. And then on top of it, you're like, oh my God, I'm gay, or I'm trans, I'm not. It's all these things. It's such an added layer of stress. And it's not their fault. It's the world's fault for how we treated them historically. Yeah. So I would tell myself that during the darkest times, if I could go back now to when I was like 17 or 18, probably when it was the darkest, I would be like, it's going to be okay. Don't do anything crazy. Like I said earlier, I was like, you will get a chance to live your life. And it sucks that we have to do these things that other people don't have to do, that straight people don't have to do. But I would say, like, it is going to genuinely be okay. And I think I hear a lot of people say that it's going to be okay. Yeah. It is. It's going to be okay. The sentence is so powerful. A lot of times in our lives, when shit happens,
you just want to know it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. Just go good. And it is. I would view the fact that I would, 10 years ago, like, I couldn't even imagine. I didn't even know what my life. There was a point when I was 17 and I thought I would have wife and baby right now. And I don't, thank God. Because that wouldn't be truthful. That wouldn't be real.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd be like, it's going to be okay. Things will happen to you, but things happen to everyone. That's life. But so many good things will happen to you. You're going to find your people. You're going to find your people.
Your chosen family.
Your chosen family. You're going to go through all these experiences. You're going to see the world. You're going to do so many things. So I would say to myself, don't do anything crazy. The pain you feel now is temporary. Stay here. Because I think most people have had suicidal ideation and things like that. It's really going to be okay if you stay.
A lot of our community goes to drug and alcohol as well. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, it's painful to be here, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that could be another total conversation, but which I think it should be. But, yeah, I think that's such a powerful sentiment. It is going to be okay. And I think that the more that you hear that, the more you start to believe it. Because we come from such a hopeless place of, I've never seen this before in my community. For a lot of us, I don't know what this is going to turn out like. So I think that the more of us that stand up and say, I am Latino, Latine in a general sense, and it's going to be okay, it gives us a little bit of hope. It might be a struggle along the way, but there's a hope of something better.
Yeah, and you're not alone.
And you're not alone.
You may live in a town where you feel like the only gay person. You're really not alone.
You're not.
It's just going to maybe take some time to find it, maybe move later in life. But we're out here.
Yeah,
there are people that look like you, that grew up like you, and we're out here.
Okay, so we play a game. So here we go.
Okay.
You ready? You and your boyfriend have been together for 4 years, but they won't let you post pictures online because they're not out. 1, do you continue being patient? Or 2, do you give them an ultimatum?
I would give them an ultimatum. And I know a lot of people are not fans of that, but that's like that's a dating problem in our community. Because I've been the private person in a relationship that hasn't been fully out. It's just not fair. And if you're getting into a relationship with somebody that isn't fully out, you have to realize you're incurring the risk of them, of the stress and the kind of like you feel like a secret type relationship. But after 4 years, that seems like a lot. I would give an ultimatum. I know a lot of people aren't fans of ultimatums, and they say like, if you're giving your partner an ultimatum, that's a sign that you shouldn't be together. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because maybe you shouldn't be together.
4 years is a while. Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a problem in our community too. Because it's like you fall in love with who you fall in love with, right? But it becomes a thing where like that's a real issue. Because it's like if you want to date somebody in the closet, you have to realize like you're at their mercy, and then it becomes like, I don't know, it's just a whole slew of different issues. So an ultimatum, don't feel bad about giving ultimatums. I know they're demonized, but ultimatums are very fair a lot of the time. Yeah, this is one I find fair.
They could be very boundary setting.
Yeah, they could be very like, but this is fair. Like if it's been 4 years, it's kind of like, okay, it becomes if you're not out yet, this is adults. I'm assuming we're adults in this scenario.
Yes.
It is like you have to lay it down eventually and realize like maybe they're not emotionally ready to be in this. If it's such a big issue and posting on media is such a big issue, it's a sign maybe you shouldn't be together. And you have to really take that into account because like I said, you're at their mercy. Like you're basically like, and then it gets weird because then they're like, then you feel like you're forcing them to come out and live differently, and then they feel like you're attacking them, and you're like, well, you're forcing me to do something I'm not comfortable with, blah, blah. It just doesn't work. You're two opposing forces, and I think it comes down to, like, maybe you shouldn't be together. I haven't heard, I don't know, it's just rare where it works out, where somebody's still in the closet. The drag community always says, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't date somebody in the closet, because it's just a lot of grief, and they have to go through their own journey. So that's my advice. If you still want to go through with it, it's up to you, girl.
Fair. Girl.
Girl, that's you, girl.
Okay, well, thank you so much. That is our episode. We're gonna do We're gonna do our cheers. Love you.
Cheers. Love you too. Thanks for having me. Can we cry now?
Yeah, yeah. Let's cry. Let's just cry.
All right.